Hi, before we do our read aloud today, I'd like you to set up your paper similar to how we did our ELA journals. So this is going to help you with the understanding the plot of the story. So at the top of your paper, you need to write the title of the story, and I'll tell you the title in a moment. And then underneath that, you're going to write characters. That's who the story is about. Next, you're going to write setting. That's the where and the when. And there could be many settings in a story. And again, when did it happen? Was it in the past? Was it in the summer? Was it this year? The problem of the story. And again, that's what happened. There could be more than one problem. The solution. How did the characters solve the problem or problems? And then at the very end of the story, I'd like you to evaluate it. Think to yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well did I love this story? Or maybe I didn't like it at all. And then you're going to be ready to summarize the story. That's just retelling in your own words what happened in the beginning, middle, and end, using all of this information on your story map. Okay, let's get started.
Hi everybody, this is Miss Karinas. I'm going to do a read aloud today, and this is one of my favorite stories, and I'd like to dedicate it to my grandma. I hope she's watching out there. Hi, Gram. And the reason that I connect with this story and her is because in this story, the great grandma carries around her wedding picture from World War II, and her husband is in his army uniform. And that reminds me of this picture that I have of my grandma in her wedding dress and my grandpa. Okay, so there are no illustrations in this story. You just have to be super listener. And then when I'm all finished, you should be able to describe the plot. Okay, so everybody ready? Get started. Give me 5. The title is Great Grandmother's Secret. I wonder what her secret is. You're going to have to listen really good to find out. And another thing you need to think about is, why did the author write this? Great Grandmother's Secret by Jean Letcher. William ran up the steps, past Great Grandmother sitting on the porch swing. Hi, Gram, I'm going to hang our flag. Tap, 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 bounced Great Grandmother's wooden cane. That was her way of talking since she had her stroke. William kissed her cheek. He missed visiting with Gram. Now he could only guess what she was trying to say through her cane's tapping. Mostly her thoughts were a mystery. He rushed through the doorway to the hall closet, where he rummaged among coats and jackets. He checked the closet floor, pushing around shoes, boxes, and a scuffed brown leather suitcase, in search of the flag that his mother hung every 4th of July. Where's that flag? William asked. He turned toward the screen door, watching Gram as she rocked back and forth. A hanky peeked from her sleeve, and in her hand she held that old picture of great-grandfather. Ever since he died 2 years ago, Grandma carried that picture with her wherever she went. William pushed against the familiar shape, the flagpole. Without the flag, it fell forward. What are you looking for? Asked William's mother from the kitchen doorway. Where's the flag? I want to hang our flag. I want to be patriotic, just like all of our neighbors, replied William. He pointed out the window to the neighbors' houses and yards, and their cars were even driving by with flags flying from antennas. William's mother set down her towel. That's exactly what I've been thinking, except there's one problem. the flag we used last summer was frayed and worn, so I took it to the American Legion. They collect old flags and they dispose of them properly. Tap, 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 jumped great-grandmother's cane. Well, then we'll go get a new flag. Come on, let's go right now, said William. William's mother placed her hand on his shoulder. I've called all over. Everyone's had the same thought. There's no flags left in the stores. It may take up to 2 weeks to get one. It's not fair. I want to be patriotic too, said William. Tap, 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 hopped great-grandmother's cane. I'll just make my own, said William. So he went to the desk and took out paper and markers, and he drew stars and stripes of the American flag. Halfway through his coloring, the red marker ran dry. He finished the remaining red stripes with a crayon. William took his paper flag out to the porch. Gran, look, I made a flag, he said. But it looks terrible. The red stripes on the top are brighter than the ones on the bottom. I went outside the lines a few times. Now, I've been getting those pictures that students have been making of their flags at home, and they look beautiful. But back to the story. William got upset, he crumpled the flag, and he threw it. And when he did that, he knocked the picture out of Great-Grandma's hand. It fell to the ground and crashed, and the frame broke. Glass went everywhere. He was so sorry. His eyes grew wide. He knelt down at grandmother's feet and held the picture. He said, I'm so sorry, Gram. He picked up the pieces of glass from the floor and around the frame, and he carefully cleaned away the sharp edges. He lifted great-grandmother's hand and curled her fingers gently back around the picture. Tap, 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 danced great-grandmother's cane, harder than before. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But before William could finish, great-grandmother pushed that picture back toward him. I cleaned it off the best I could, said William. And then, for the first time, he looked closely at that black and white picture. Great-grandmother was wearing her wedding dress. Great-grandfather was in his army uniform. She leaned over and pointed to a brown leather suitcase in the picture near great-grandfather's foot. The suitcase, it's the one in the closet, said William. Tap, tap, tap. You want me to go get the suitcase? Asked William. So he fetched it and then sat next to great-grandmother. He flipped the latches and lifted the cover. Now I have a brown leather suitcase just like that. So he unlatched it. What do you think could be inside? I wonder if this is the secret. He was staring at that triangular object and realized what it was. An American flag. William remembered that the flag covered great-grandfather's casket at his funeral. He remembered the white-gloved color guard carefully folding the flag and presenting it to great-grandmother. Tap, 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 tap. I can't. I couldn't, stammered William. Yes, you can, William, said his mother from the doorway. Grandma wouldn't have showed you how to find it if she didn't want you to fly that flag. William lifted it from the suitcase. Together, he and his mother unfolded it. She shook out the wrinkles and held the pole while William fastened the flag to it. When the flag was hung, all three of them watched as the flag caught the breeze and unfurled, dancing up and away from the house. The end. Now, just a reminder for my students, we're going to fill out our ELA journals or a piece of paper, writing that title, telling who the characters are, remember who was in the story, the setting, where did the story take place, when did it happen, the problem, what happened in the story, was there more than one problem, the solution, How did the characters solve it? And then evaluate this story for me on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel about it? All right, friends, that's how we're going to use our story map after listening to Great Grandmother's Secret. Get your answers back to me, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.